All right, Shalom. First, I start by saying all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash, the honors to the elders and apostles of who will, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This is suspect charged in shooting death of girl 16 in North Philadelphia. Right, so I'm going to press play on this video and add some precepts.
Information on the shooting death of a 16-year-old girl in North Philadelphia. Charges have been filed in the case. An 18-year-old has been arrested.
The victim's family continues to grieve, and sadly, this is the second time they are dealing with a tragic loss. Action News reporter Cheyenne Corin is live at police headquarters. Cheyenne, you talked to the uncle of the teenager who was killed.
Sarah, I did, and he is just devastated by the loss of his niece. He says that London was an honor roll student who wanted to be a nurse, but now none of those dreams will happen because she was shot and killed earlier this week. But tonight the family has a message to the community about senseless gun violence.
It's been very unreal. We can't even process what happened.
The family of London Major are trying to grapple with the fact her life was cut so short. The 16-year-old was shot and killed in North Philadelphia on Tuesday.
People started calling and saying that it was her. And so I just dropped the phone.
Police say London was inside a home on the 2400 block of North Colorado Street when the shooting happened. Investigators say she was found in a second-floor bedroom with a gunshot wound to the stomach. Authorities believed the shooting was accidental. The day after, 18-year-old Anas Bey from Greenbelt, Maryland, was charged with third-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and other related charges for her death.
We're trying to grapple with the intent, right? If there was intent or not. You know, why was there a weapon in the home with kids there?
The family says they are not familiar with the home where the shooting happened or the suspect. London was an 11th grade student at Tech Ferrer Charter High School who loved to spend time with family, travel, cook, and paint.
At that time, we were looking at SATs and all of that, and so we just got mail yesterday that we opened that looked at school choices.
This is now the second child London's mother has lost to gun violence. Her brother Nafis also was shot and killed in North Philadelphia in 2023. He, too, was only 16 years old.
Here we are again 2 years later. And so this feels just a very tragedy that happened in our community. But we want to send a message that gun violence and young people playing with guns, it should not happen.
And the uncle you just heard from, he actually works in the community as a youth advocate against gun violence. The family tells me that they plan to establish a foundation against this very issue in London's honor. Live at police headquarters, Cheyenne Corin, Channel 6, Action News. Sarah.
Wow, so much unimaginable sadness for one family. Cheyenne, thank you.
That's the fuck they get. We living in them times, man. Lord is judging. This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 1. He cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, cause them to have charge over the city, the angels. They controlling the things that's going on in these cities. To draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand, right? And behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand, and one man among them was clothed with linen, with a writer's inkhorn by his side. And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. And the glory of the God of Israel was gone up from the cherub whereupon he was to the threshold of the house. And he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right. That mark is Hebrew for tawar, which means mark of exemption. The exemption from the judgments that's going on, this death that's going on heavy in this world. The exemption from being hit by them thermonuclear missiles, you know. And the only men that's crying, sighing and crying is the men that's doing what I'm doing, but that's doing it in sincerity and truth with the Lord's name, you know. You will have to. The Lord want us to hate this place. This place was basically our concentration camp. This is not our homeland. This is not a place that we're supposed to get comfortable and learned of the heathen ways. We got sent over here for our punishment, and then for us to straighten up, and then us to be delivered again, and then rule forever. But Jake came over here and got comfortable, trying to kill the prophets, killed some of the prophets, and still plotting. So the mark that they got is death. Verse 4, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. What's the abomination? You women, um, part of the LGBTQ community. You women trying to fight men, kill men, set men up, being hoes. That's against the Bible for our women to be hoes. Committing adultery, meaning having sex with another man while you have a man. As you can see, it looked like they probably was in a relationship, and he probably did accidentally shoot her, but that was the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai. If he didn't accidentally shoot, he probably shot her because she messed with another man. See, those things, those are the type of things that a man will kill you for. If you mess with another man, you know, one of the main reasons. It says, or a bitch trying to set him up, or stole all his money or some shit. But he don't look like he that type of guy that got money like that, you know. But it says, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Smite means to kill. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. So the Lord ain't having no pity on no one. Slay utterly old and young, right? She was a young woman, both maids and little children. And she ain't the only person in that family that died. Maids is young women again, and little children and women. They go women because a lot of you women are wicked, and a lot of more you women gonna die. A lot more of you women are gonna die because y'all are extremely wicked, man. Y'all take after the devil, prefer the devil. Y'all prefer the white man over the black man. Same thing with the Latins and Native Americans. That's y'all's savior. That's why y'all believe in the white Jesus. When according to the scriptures, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is a black man. But y'all don't respect the black man. But y'all dying by the hands of black men. The angels are from the tribe of Judah, men of color, so-called black men, the so-called African American man. God Himself from the tribe of Judah, yeah, so-called African American man. Yahweh Shai himself, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, a so-called black man, so-called African American man. So y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get it. That's crazy. Picture that. So the African American man that's hated by the whole world, worst out of every one of the tribes, um, especially by his own women. The creator's son, and the angels. Same tribe he's from. Y'all get what I'm saying. It says, Ezekiel 9:6, slay utterly old and young, both maids is a young woman, and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, right? So the angels are not going to kill the men that have the mark of exemption, because what they're doing, they're sign of crying. They're doing the truth. So when y'all even try to tell us, or we gonna die, or y'all gonna kill us, and things that the Lord is the one that's giving out them orders, not you people. So we ain't got to worry about that shit for real, you know. And then if we do die, we die honorable death, like the Howard Shai has had passed, and we gonna get raised back up as kings in the kingdom of heaven, and gonna have you dead motherfuckers who's a part of the 2/3 as our children. Yahweh of the elect, and begin at my sanctuary, right? Begin at the Israelites. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house, that's the elders. 16, verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days, in these days, with all this hell and things to go on? Let me start verse 16, so y'all can get the picture. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 16. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Right? So all this death, wars, famine, lack of food, pestilence, diseases, poverty is all plagues from the Lord that will not be returned, that will not stop. Trump them cutting food stamps back on, they're eventually gonna be cut back off. You know, something gonna happen to where them stamps gonna get cut off and people not gonna be able to eat and they're gonna start eating each other. Cannibalism. It's gonna be that's what the Bible says, a famine. A famine is a lack of food. Something's gonna happen. Even if they do keep the food stamp system going, something's gonna happen to where there is going to be a famine in America. To where the food is gonna be scarce and people are gonna be hunting each other, killing each other like animals. I mean, like they're like they're animals and eating each other. Verse 17, woe is me, woe is me. Who would deliver me in those days? Right? The elect gonna be delivered and protected for crying and sighing, but not two people, not 2/3 of the nation of Israel, and definitely not the heathen. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. We long past the beginning of sorrows. We in sorrows in the thick of it, damn near almost to the end. Great mornings, been great mornings going on all over the world. The beginning of famine. Famine is like a food, like I was just mentioning, and great death. And there is great death going on, but more death, greater death to come than what's happening right now. The beginning of wars. You see all these wars going on, and the power shall stand in fear, right? The government. The beginning of evils. Evils is bad time. What shall I do when these evils shall come, right? What you gonna do when these evils come? Y'all protesting. Y'all ready to snap. It's gonna get worse. And it's gonna lead to y'all not being, being put to death. Because y'all not trusting in Yahweh Shema Shai. Behold, famine, lack of food, and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So this death that family catching is for them to learn from and correct themselves. The plagues that's happening around the world and in the USA. Because black folks predominantly on that welfare shit, just like the white people. Um, that being cut, it's for y'all to wake up and come back to the Lord. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness. That's why she was judged like that. Nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right? And they're not going to be mindful of let me look up this word scourges. Because this is these plagues and stuff is meant for Jacob to come back to the Lord to straighten up so they can be protected. A scourge, a whip, used as an instrument of punishment, these plagues. Y'all not getting the fact that death running in y'all family like that is for y'all to straighten up with the Lord, Yahweh Shai, not Jesus. Yahweh, not God, not Allah. You niggas in Philly and be a part of that Muslim culture. That's against the Bible. That's an idol. So with that being said, man, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Call law Yahweh by Shem Shai, by Shem Kakadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles that were well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.